when my batteries are low. You bring me comfort because you're there. You are my oxygen, my air. When I was lonely, I would pray for something else. When I am with you, I feel glad to be myself. You are the rainbow, I am the storm. When I am hollow, you are warm. You make me happy. 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 You make me happy.
Konnichiwa.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to Predict the Week. This
Predict
is
the week. You make me
27th.
happy.
Yes. What you guys don't see is me singing and dancing for the whole theme tune.
I don't know how many of you know that our opening credits song is actually Tor's song, which is
Yeah.
available
Yeah,
to get
it's
from Tor
available for
himself.
free. Yeah, it's available for free on the website, that actual version. There's another version floating around like Apple Music. So yeah, please do download and stream, and that will make me happy to make you happy with some lovely pop music.
Brilliant. Happy New Week, Tor.
Happy New Week. How are
Happy
you?
New
What have you been up to?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. I have been super, super, super busy doing lots of work, doing lots of readings. I have had lots of what do you call it? Like word of mouth readings where people come and say, "Oh, I'm son of long-term client, I'm best friend of long-term client." So this week was really, really sort of scored by people that were connected to people I knew. And I think it's something that I say to people that are starting out, that it takes a few years for the word of mouth to really kind of kick in. But when it does, it doesn't let up. Once the word of mouth kicks in, you've reached some kind of a critical mass where your clients and your clients' friends are kind of enough of a clientele to keep you reading in kind of an unstoppable way. How's your week been? How have you been?
My week, it's been absolutely lovely. Lots of regular clients this week. A lovely new client just this morning, actually. So that was a lovely surprise. Lovely new client. And it was really interesting because everything that I was saying, she was going, "Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that
Oh,
makes sense." And I love that. I love that when people are responsive and interactive during the reading and letting me know, yeah, we're on the right page, because sometimes people, they're a little bit shy or they're a little bit nervous and they don't always give the feedback during the reading.
yeah.
So it's
I
really
feel like
nice.
that's something that's changed because people used to come to a reading and just kind of sit there very stony faced in order to not give anything away, so that their friends would say to them, don't give anything away, don't give the psychic anything to work on. And that's cool, you can still do the reading then, but then it's the same as doing an email reading, and we both do email readings and text readings, so so it's fine to work without feedback. But when somebody comes out their way to say, oh yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense,
Yeah.
you're on the right path, and then they'll get better messages because you'll be more trusting in the process as the practitioner, so that you're comfortable saying, I can see something really bonkers, I don't know if it makes sense, but what I'm picking up is A and B and C. And that's when like the real the real magical stuff happens. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I always feel less inhibited when there's that little bit of good feedback, and
Exactly.
like you say, they get better guidance, they get better information because it feels like it's flowing better. Whereas without the little bit of feedback, it's still often most of the time, hopefully, a really good reading. But I just always feel like, am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Am I using the right tool? So yeah, it's really beneficial just to have that little bit of feedback. How is everybody in the chats week? I can see lots of chat activity. How has all your weeks been? Let us know.
Yeah, tell us, because we're just starting the week, all of us together. If you're here with us in the UK, it's it's a sensible 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. But if you're in Australia, it's maybe 10 at night. How did Monday go? If you're in the US, it's sometime after midnight. So Monday started, but only barely. We've got Trista saying good morning, everyone. We've got Alan saying good morning. Sandy says, good morning, blessings. Carol says, hello, Inbaal and Tor, good morning.
Hello.
Issa is saying, morning, lovelies. And
Good
Alan
morning.
says, I've been chilling. I love
Good,
that.
good.
Yeah, more of that. Thank
I
you.
have not
So
been chilling. I have been very hot.
I've been hotting.
I've
Was
been
your new
hotting.
client here in the UK? Because you work all hours of the day and night, so you're like a psychic for all the time zones.
Yeah, she wasn't in the UK. She was an American client. I do work
Mm.
round the clock, in and out. It really doesn't matter. Um, so yeah, she was from the US. Absolutely lovely. Yeah, and it's always nice to connect with a new client when, you know, it's really nice. Nice surprise.
Yeah. Do you think January and sort of coming into the Chinese New Year has to do with it? Are people trying out new stuff? Are people trying out, new belief systems?
I don't know about you, but I do often get a lot of new actual Chinese clients coming through this time of year because they want to close up the previous year and see what's coming for the next year. And I have a lot of clients from Asia in general.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and there's other parts of Asia that have their own version of like the lunar year, the new year. It's not just China, although China's kind of the one that we all know and love over in the UK. Um, so yeah, I do think so for some people because and for a lot of people they're still in that New Year period, like you say, it's still January and even February, and people kind of looking a little bit ahead to Valentine's Day, and maybe
Yeah.
some people even looking ahead to Easter. A lot of people really celebrate that time, and they want to know if Brian's coming home for Easter or whatever. Um, so yeah, I do think that, and then sometimes people they've maybe been saving the money for the end of the year for all
Mm.
the end of the year stuff, and then they've got like a little bit extra where they can go, oh, let me find out about that, or let me let me have a general reading now that I've got the extra 10 quid or whatever it is. So yeah, I do think so. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I really agree. I think the financial stuff really matters. So if people get paid at the first of the month, for example, then November you don't touch anything. It all goes for festive stuff. December you don't touch anything. All goes for festive stuff. Hopefully all the bills are paid, and then the 1st of January comes and you have a salary coming in that you can do what you want with. It's not all earmarked for family
Yeah,
stuff and for traveling out of town. And I think that's such an immediate thing that you want to do for yourself, to just figure out how the year goes. And you're so right in what you said, that the New Year vibe goes for me January, February, even a little bit March, because even in
mm,
March, there's still so much year left to make changes in and to kind of create your future in. Um, let's read a few times that we've got here. So Trista is saying it's 3 a.m. in Tennessee, USA. Is TN Tennessee? I don't know. I'm guessing. Carol's saying, wonderful week. Happy Monday here from the USA. I live on the East Coast and it's 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Thank you for joining us.
Piz says much love and also says, yeah, love from New Zealand. NZ Fisherman. So New Zealand is also about 12 hours apart, 13, 11. And Alan says 1 a.m. in Seattle, Washington. I love it that we're around the world.
Me
We're
too.
in the UK, in case anybody asks, not really close together, just on the screen, but also not that far apart.
No,
How long
no,
would
we're
it
not that far apart. I think it takes about 45 minutes if if really booking it across the motorway. It's not
Oh,
that far.
really? Because it takes me
Yeah.
45 minutes to get to Manchester.
Yeah, well, it takes me about 5-10 minutes to get to Manchester. Again, if you're booking it like on the motorway. So yeah.
Yeah. 1 a.m., nobody around.
Mm. Yeah, so not too far. Not too far. We often have the same weather.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
how close we are. Yeah.
Issa says, I always feel like January is like Janus, the two-facing god. So there's a lot of reflection on the previous year. That's a really, really
Mm.
wise way to look at it. The god Janus is depicted as looking this way and that way
Yeah.
at the same time. So that's
Yeah.
looking at the year that passed, looking at the year ahead. That's a beautiful representation of it.
That is. I love that. Thank you for that.
Piz says, I had such a trippy day. None of us are really that far. That's actually true. We can get to any of you in under a day.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all together in this world doing our best. So
Some of us trying harder than others.
It's really true. Wise words, wise words. I'm checking behind my screen because I tidied up my candles. I had some candles in this box and some candles over there in the carrier. And because I use candles all the time because I'm burning my my oils, I put all of them together. I found some really, really old candles from, shall we say, a Swedish furniture shop that has good high quality candles. Ah, yes, the oil.
The
So,
oils.
the wealth oil here. But what I'm burning over there, when we were just creating, so these are magical oils that me and my friend Amanda are creating, hand making. And when we were first creating the love oil, it was going back and forth lots of times. She was sending me samples. I was saying it's got to be a little more rosy, a little bit less intense, a little more intense. Anyway, we settled obviously on the beautiful oil that you're smelling right now, but all the different samples, I put all of them in one jar and I burn them like all the time. And it's a jar like this, love oil. It's a jar like this, and it has lasted now about 3 months of constant use. Anyway, I found old candles that were, I would say, a little too much good quality, and there is steam coming out of the diffuser. It's bubbling like I'm boiling eggs. So I'm looking there. I may have to take myself off screen and go and blow that super high quality candle out. No wonder they're not making them anymore. I don't know how many lawsuits they would have had to settle for those good high quality tea lights. So we're going to go into predicting the week in just a moment. We're going to read your messages first. Thank you. And then we're going to look into our topic, which we promised last week. And then in about 30 minutes, we're going to be doing some questions. As always, we'll have the time to do about 4 questions from you guys. We do them quite in depth. Both of us look at them. So don't be shy to send in your questions. Even now, I'm going to put them in the special questions folder so that I can pull them out for the screen a little later. But before we go into all of this, Tor, have you got any offers on at the moment? Have you got any readings that you're focusing on with your private clients that come to you? What's the theme?
Not really a specific theme. There is a reading on my site, which is, let me just bring up the details so I don't fluff this up. If I can find them. There we go. Yeah, so it's Angel Guidance, and it's just like a little taster reading. It's £7.77, so it's an actual angel number. And it's, you can ask a question. So if you do want to ask a question, that's fine. But if you just want to have like just a very gentle reading for, I think, a very reasonable price, it will be 3 angel cards. Sometimes I do a bit more. And it's it's just a lovely gentle reading, a nice way to maybe start the week, start the month. Yeah, what about you? Have you got any offers at the moment? But also, no, hold on.
Tell me.
If you use code 10TOR10 while getting these, you get a little discount.
Yeah, no, that's true. So I was going to say about the oils, but don't get the oils straight from me. Get them through Tor using Tor's discounts. As long as we're here together, let's do this together. So yeah, this is really what I'm focusing on this week, because the wealth oil has been working unbelievably for me. You know that I've been run off my feet with I always feel really cringy to say like well-paid jobs, not the face-to-face client stuff, but the kind of the conglomerates that can afford to pay lots. Since using the wealth oil, so I've been using it daily since we launched it. That's like in November at some point. So I'm going to be telling everybody about this really a lot this week, and obviously the love oil, because we've got Valentine's coming up, and and we need to go into Valentine's with love in mind. So both oils, each oil is £22, but as you heard, if you use Tor's discount, you've got £10 off, so don't be shy. Go straight to him if you don't remember it, and ask about it. Let's just sort of read a couple of messages, and then we will predict the week. Carol says, like spokes in a wheel and together as one. Yeah, that's all of us in all corners of the world. Corners. There's no corners in the world, but all parts of the world. Piz says, mate, very good friend of mine is in prison. I'm on a boat. I go to town to get a coffee today and sit down on a bench, and graffiti on a bench outside a shop that I was sitting on was his name.
Wow.
In his
That's
hometown
incredible.
where I am. We send a lot of love for your friend and for you as well. And, hopefully it's all that part of their lives, that part of his life is wrapped up swiftly and easily and without too much trauma. Chaley's telling us hello and saying,
hello.
I completed the sale of a house.
That's incredible. Congratulations.
When is the actual move? When are you getting the rest of his stuff there? And Ivo says, great to allow us to listen in. Thank you. And Tor reminds you that this is Tor's discount code for any of the oils. But literally, even if you come straight to me and you say Tor 10 Tor 10, I'll sort it out for you. Not to worry. Carol's reading request, putting that in my special folder. Well, you'll be first when we get to you. And Ivo is congratulating Chaley. Amazing. So let's do a bit of predicting the week. Have you got anything prepared for us, Tor? I've got some tarot cards here. I've got a little bit of an ephemeris with the dates coming up. What are we going to do first?
Well, I have the angel number, and then I'll do fairy cards.
Love it.
Yeah. So the angel number this week is one of my favorites. I was so excited when this one came up. It's 333.
Oh,
so 3 threes. It's one
number.
of my favorite numbers. Yeah, I absolutely love it. If I get to like account level 333 on a video game or something, like I never want to go past it. I want to keep it 333 for ages. And the keywords that came up with this week are growth, creativity, joy. So, a really good week for just feeling happy, just feeling happy, doing what makes us happy, doing things that make us feel creative. They are asking us to look a little bit inward this week, not be so, not be so doing everything for everybody else, not be so, um, maybe not so much with the mascara, but maybe a little bit more with the meditation sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, work on our talents this week. So, I feel like this message came up towards the end of December as well, where they're saying, don't neglect what you're good at. Like work on what we're good at, work on our skills, work on our talents, whatever that is for the individual person. And I find this really, really interesting because obviously I don't know everybody in the chat personally. Hopefully over time, we'll all be besties. But I know that a lot of the people who present on the channel are very arty and very musical and theatrical, and there's a lot of us who do acting and singing and music and stuff like that. So I always find that really, really interesting when it's a collective message and you can see actually there are really talented people who it's reaching. So yeah, so this week a lot of just feeling joy, being creative, being happy, whatever that is for you. Very, very gentle message, very, very beautiful number. So again, that was 333. And do make a note of it and let me know if you see it or if you've been seeing it. And it might not necessarily be the solid 333, it might be just random threes everywhere, or like 33, because I'd be really, really interested to know if you're seeing it throughout the week by the time we come back next week. Let's do a card as well. One, please, card. Okay. So we've got assertiveness. And again, it's really that feeling of not being so everybody else, not being so doing things for other people, putting ourselves a little bit more first this week with the creativity, with looking a little bit inward and kind of putting plans in motion for just for ourselves. I know there's kind of no other way there's kind of no other way to say it really, but to be sort of lovingly selfish, I think, is a nice way to put it. Selfish doesn't always have to be a bad word. I know it gets bandied around as like an insult a lot of the time, but there's nothing wrong with being a little bit selfish. So being kind to ourselves, and we also have the travel card which came up. Some plans going into motion for maybe meeting people, meeting new people, traveling a little bit to see people. And we also have the affirmation card. So don't forget to do your affirmations.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
That's it. They've stopped. that was
Yeah,
the end.
that's
Don't forget
fine.
to do your affirmations. The end.
We
What do you have
actually
for us,
have
Inbaal?
we have some gorgeous feedback from, first of all, we had Chaley saying, I have been seeing 333 so much lately. Same with 444. And Carol
Wow.
says, I see 333 quite often on the clock. So that is
Wow.
beautiful, isn't it?
Good to know. Thank you for that. Good to know.
I love that a lot. So first of all, I'm going to start with just the one card of the week from the tarot for everyone. And then I'll have a little look at the couple of very interesting shifts going in astrology right now. So first, I say that while I look at the page for February. Let me turn back one page. I've been writing all the February horoscopes, so I'm always in the future. And Trista says, I've been seeing 111 a lot lately. I think that's a
I think
lot of
that
people.
was I think that
A
was like
couple of
last
weeks
week.
ago? Was it
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week?
Oh no, last week
Yeah.
I didn't do the angel
Oh,
number
you
last
didn't
week. We
do
did something different.
numbers. Must be the
I
week
think it was the
before.
week before. Yeah.
Yeah. So the tarot card for the week is the Princess of Wands. She
Mm.
comes up really a lot. The Princess of Wands, first of all, you will notice if you're into the tarot that the image of the Princess of Wands in this deck, it's the Thoth deck, is very like the Strength card. We have a lady who is taming a huge feline, and she is fearless, she is fiery, she's so secure and confident in her ability to tame the untamable. So it has kind of echoes of the Strength card. The Strength card is connected to Leo. So it could be telling you that you're working towards a change that is coming up in August. I've actually got a Princess of Wands. Is it the Princess of Wands meditation on YouTube? I think it's the Princess of Wands, not the Queen of Wands. But yeah, if you have a quickie look on my YouTube for some free meditations. There's a Princess of Wands meditation there, no cost, just to sort of help you connect with like that inner warrior. And what this card says to you, and this is for everybody this week, you are totally undefeated, undefeatable, but you've got to remember who you are and where you've come from and what you believe in. Stay close to your values. And I think it's very, very close to what Tor was saying about your creative aspect, because if you see, she is beating that tiger, I want to say leopard. Which one has spots?
Like,
Yeah, so this is a tiger, so this is stripy. But almost as big as, we have an altar here where she's got the burned offerings on the altar. So it could be that the source of her strength is her strength, or it could be that the source of her strength is the divine inspiration that is guiding her and uplifting her, because she doesn't forget her affirmations, unlike some of us, because she doesn't forget to give thanks and to feel gratitude towards the universe, because she doesn't forget to be as one with the world around her. So yeah, the Princess of Wands is marching with you this week. Also this week, so we've got three important things. The full moon in the new moon in Aquarius. The new moon in Aquarius is on Wednesday. And that new moon in Aquarius will have a strong influence on Cancerians, because all the moon stuff touches you anyway, on Aquarians, because obviously it's in Aquarius, and also Sagittarius. Watch out, because blessed. Sagittarius blessed, because the moon and Jupiter, your ruling planet, are forming a trine on Wednesday. So you will be blessed by moon. And that moon in Aquarius on the stairs. Sorry, the postman came to pick up the wealth oils and one love oil, going, yeah, postman came to pick it up. Husband is looking very confused. So that new moon is a time for new beginnings, new starts, everything fresh. And because it's in Aquarius, Aquarius is a time of tech. So you could be ordering a new phone, ordering new stuff for your tech system. Aquarius is also humanitarianism. So you might be deciding on a cause that's very close to your heart, setting up a donation, or sort of getting friends to drop off, cans of food or whatever it is. So we've got the new moon, but we've also got we've also got Mercury going from Capricorn, which is very business-like communication, into Aquarius between today and tomorrow. So again, the Aquarius is kicking in, and that will be communication that's much more gentle, much less intense, but no less meaning business. It's just going to be like a little bit around the houses. So it's actually a great time for poetry if you're a poet. It's a great time to express yourself creatively, which we already touched on, inadvertently. It always fits. And the final thing that we want to mention is, of course, the Chinese New Year or the Lunar New Year, where on Wednesday we are going into a year-long Year of the Snake. And the Year of the Snake is a time of transformation. The snake sheds its skin to become brand new. It's inspirational. If you love changes, you'll like it. If you despise changes, get used to it. Yeah, get used to transformation. Transformation is coming one way or another. You can either hop on board or find this year very, very challenging. What do you choose? Tor, what do you choose? I'm going to choose to go along with the changes. What are you choosing, babe?
I don't like change.
No, you do not.
You know what's really funny about that? I don't like change. I don't like things changing. But my favorite thing in the world is transforming superheroes. So like Sailor Moon or like Power Rangers, they transform, and like I absolutely love that. And I always say, oh, I wish I could transform like a Power Ranger, or I played one once.
Yeah.
I always say I wish I could transform like the heroes, and then a time of change comes and I'm like, absolutely not, no thank you. So but I'm going to try and get on board with it.
I've just been absolutely floored, because look at the message from Isa. Isa says about this guy, is this the same tiger from the Fool? And I was like, is it? It is. I never noticed it. Isa, you've just changed my life forever. Look at that. So
that's pretty
here, with the Fool, the tiger is biting, grabbing attention. Here, the mastery of the princess is such that she's got this tiger running errands for her. Like talking to the postman. She's got this tiger eating out of the palm of her hand, and he's certainly not going to bite her on the hip. Isa, yes, it is. Thank you from the absolute deepest, darkest bottom of my heart. You've blown me away. I'm so blown away. Isa very humbly says, this is why I love the tarot. This is why we love the you, Isa. You're incredible. So let's catch up with a few messages quickly, and then we'll go into our topic, because our topic is by popular request. So just scrolling back before the numbers. So Ivo was saying congrats to Chaley for the house. Chaley said, I sold a house for my boyfriend that is incarcerated. You guys gave me reassurance. It all going smoothly last week. Oh, and Chaley says, thank you, Ivo. How incredible. And Ivo says, so sorry to hear of your boyfriend's situation. Really hopeful that he's keeping his chin up and that he's doing his best. Funnily enough, so we had one, speaking of incarceration, second speaking of 8 p.m. tonight is the very recently incarcerated son of a dear client of mine. That's 3. I wonder whether there is something about an unchaining, whether there's a theme of unchaining that is, going into the Year of the Snake. Isn't that an unlikely coincidence, which we can also think of as, a strong message from the universe?
Well, I don't believe in coincidences, so
No, yeah, coincidences are ridiculous. But Chaley says, thank you. We'll be able to get him a good attorney at least now. That is a lot. That can make all the difference.
That's
All
huge.
the difference. Yeah. Ivor says, ooh, let that much needed change happen, please. So much needed. Lean into that snake. Do little drawings of snakes. Use the snake emoji. Do artwork. Put on like snake jewelry. Put like a snake patch on your denim jacket. Lean into that snake. Carol says, I was just looking up information on the year of the wood snake. Do you know, it's going to sound really conceited, but I really mean it from such a dorky place. Sometimes, because I'm not like the biggest expert on Chinese astrology, so sometimes I'll go like, well, apart from like smartness and loyalty, what else do we know about the pig? And I'll Google it. And the Google results will be like my quotes. And I'll be like, okay, so I'm thinking, okay, Carol was just looking up. If you see my name attached to it, look up in somebody else. Look up with somebody, maybe a little bit more specialized, because there's just so many nuances to the Chinese astrology that I don't necessarily pick up on just because my expertise is much more in the tarot / Western astrology space. Chaley says my life path, soul urge, and expression numbers are all 5. I have no choice other than liking, accepting, and adapting to change. You can still hate it, babe. Do you know what I mean? You can still hate it, just live it. John says, hello, friends from Stormy Cloud. And Carol says, new beginnings in shedding of the skin. Thank you so much, everybody, for getting involved. Tor, what is our topic today by popular demand?
By popular demand, our topic is decks that kind of do other things. They're not necessarily straight shooting reading decks, but decks that do other things. I have 3 examples here, funnily enough. How many do you have?
3, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course.
There
Of
we
course. Go. Do you want to go first?
Why don't I go first with one that I know we both set out to look for, and I found and you haven't found, and we said it will be interesting if it's the same one. So this is from years and years ago. I don't even remember where, but I got rune magic cards. Ooh. And I was introduced to the rune stones, the runic symbols, by a good friend from Argentina. Hello, Marilu, if you're watching. I love you so much. You're amazing. You changed my life. And at the time, so this is, we're talking sort of late 90s, early 2000s, you couldn't just sort of get the bag of runes. It was before the Ralph Bloom sort of common bag of runes that everybody has, and well before people started producing their own crystal runes and so on. So it came in cards, and luckily I love cards. I adore cards as a medium. So I used to use these, and I love that they're really big because I don't use runes so much for readings. I use them a lot more for magic, for creating magical sigils, to engrave on candles, to do things a little witchily. But I still love just having these so much. Look how cute they are. And as they're cards, the drawing is sort of really clear, really obvious, but also there's lots of little keywords around. So here we've got, I was going to say it's Wunjo, but it says here win. I think it's the same Wun and Wunjo. It says glory. I always think of it as joy, but cool. And we've got sort of somebody being crowned up here, right? Glory. We've got like a rattle being shaken. So this is my first kind of deck that's not look at that, complete instructions for the use of card and dice. I don't see any dice, but I do have some dice prancing around the house. inexplicably. Maybe that came with. But yeah, I love those. It says copyright 1989. I've no idea when I
Wow.
got these, but I'm guessing in the very, very, very early 2000s. So that's one. What's the first one you're sharing with us?
I think the first one will be the number cards, the angel number cards. So these are really, really good for, they're kind of plain. They're kind of plain. But these are really, really good for if you just want to know what the number means. It's a bit like a collection of, what everything means. But you can also, give them, why is that one upside down? You can also give them a really good. I know why it's upside down because that's the one from a couple of weeks ago that we were talking about. The
And
111.
it's also the one that Trista said that she's been getting. So consider it a personal message for you, Trista. Your 111s are,
There you go.
they're looking for you.
So yeah, it's really, really good for just finding the number, going through them, seeing what it means. But you can also, give it a really, really good shuffle and do a little bit of a, angel number reading with it. And we've got 1221.
Cute.
Yeah, so that's my first one. These I really I use these really, really a lot. They've completely changed how I work. It's really, really good for, getting clients' number to round off the reading and give them that little extra, salt and pepper on top of, the main part of the reading. So I absolutely love them. They've changed my life in such a lovely way. What's your next one?
So the next one is one which is two. I've got two decks of affirmation cards. And you know how much I adore affirmations. And what you do with affirmation cards is either like an oracle card at the end of a reading, you'll sort of pull out for the person to walk away with. Or for yourself, it's such a brilliant card of the day. You can do it alongside your tarot card of the day. You can do it instead of the tarot card of the day. What I love about these, so they are available on Amazon by Love Art Lux, and they are really specific. So I have these new mother affirmation cards because new motherhood is a very specific and slightly harrowing experience. So, for example, we have this affirmation, so in the know. It says, yes, I am in my pajamas. I'm in survival mode, and that is absolutely fine.
I love that.
So it's so good. All of those are just, they're really real. These. And on the exact flip side of it, we have a tiny deck of affirmation cards for children. So this is for babies, for children to draw with their moms, with their dads, with their caregivers, or completely by themselves. So they are small, they're for little hands. They have very gentle artwork on them. Look how gorgeous. And it's so adorable. Look at that. Let's take one, and it says, when I am feeling upset, I place both my hands over my heart and breathe in and out. Imagine if you had so sensitive.
Oh, I love that so much.
So look at that. I am brave, courageous, and resilient. It's just, sorry, it's really, really moving for me because I'm a Gen X. We got thrown in the deep end. We had no after school programs to tell us stuff was dangerous. We are the last feral generation. So when I see children sort of being brought up with a lot of love and, and care in place, it gets me right, right in the tummy.
Aww.
What's the next deck of cards that aren't tarot or oracle that you've got there?
I think I'll go with these ones next. This is the Girl Power Oracle by Tor somebody. Who knows who that is?
exciting. So
Um,
you created these, just
I
if
created
anybody's
these.
finding that too subtle.
They are slightly crude, but I'm very, very proud of them. I absolutely love them. They're designed because, and this would be a whole topic in and of itself, I work psychically with music. And I used to do, for those of you who are in the UK, I used to do behind the scenes Psychic Today stuff where it was text messages and it had to be very, very quickly because people would be, spending per minute by text message. And so I worked with the music for most of those, and what it would be like the song title or a lyric would really, really stand out as the guidance, as the message. And I really, really love and listen a lot to music from girl groups, and obviously I'm a huge, huge feminist as well. So it just kind of made sense to combine the love of girl groups into the cards, and kind of the idea is that you would shuffle the cards. I created them channelledly as well. Channelledly, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, it works for me.
My brain is not at 100% today. I've been very
We're all
distracted this
doing
week.
our best.
So the idea is that you'd give them a good shuffle, and you'd take a card. I can't actually see what that's. Oh, it's Alicia's Attic, the incidentals. And then you would listen to the song. So there is some keywords on the card, but you would listen to the song and you'd get a feel for what, spirit, the goddess, She-Ra, whoever resonates with you, is trying to convey to you. And that would be like your song for the day, and you'd, listen to it on the bus or whatever. Yeah, and I think that, and you can just use them as, general oracle cards, but I think they work really, really well. I think music is super, super spiritual anyway. So yeah, what's your next one?
Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. You know what's funny? We had a message come in while you were showing your musical cards from audio.
Oh,
While
how
you're showing
interesting.
a card that is depicted, right? Is depicted as a cassette tape. And Ivo found it very hilarious, going, your brain is not what? Brilliant. And yeah, audio loves it. Brilliant. And then I've never opened it, but I just love having it, is palm reading card. Now, this goes
Ooh.
back, so about 20 years ago, I wrote an article for Witchcraft and Wicca magazine, which is a real thing. And in it, I said that my dream for the world, remember this 20 years ago, there was still like a lot of backlash. There was not really acceptance of this way of thinking, this way of acting. My dream is that one day, everything that we do will be completely acceptable, and you'll be able to pick up like sage bundles next to the next to the basil and mint in the supermarket, and you'd be able to pick up crystals on your way to the checkout. And that was sort of, it was really those we would have to, meet people in alleyways or sort of go to special festivals in order to source. They'll be readily available. So I don't want to say exactly where, but a very, very large bookstore, high street bookstore here in the UK has really embraced the aesthetic. So when they brought out like a tote bag with the tarot cards on it, I was like, should I get it? Should I not get it? I know it's so good. My son was like, you have to get it. And when they brought out like a bookmark with tarot cards on it, I don't use a bookmark for anything, but I thought it's so important to support that economically. So on the way to the till, as we were getting books, there were palm reading, and the fact that they were there and the fact that they were so cute. I read palms. I don't understand what to do with, not just with cards, but with this many cards. So I bought it and never opened it. So let's do it together. Let's see what this is even for, because it's cute. I had to have it. It was also, I might say, a bargain. The bag, I had to think twice, with sort of spent 20 quid on it. but these was just no question. So let's see what happens if we just sort of pull out a card. Right? Ha! That's cute. So it's showing. Sorry, I got stuck in the glue that holds it together. It's the Venus finger, and it's showing this finger. And it says, if this finger reaches below the nail bed of your middle finger, this shows you don't fear showing people your emotions, caring for people, brings you satisfaction. Okay, that is certainly not the case for me. So it might suggest that I do fear showing my emotions, and that is 100% true. Let's take one for you.
Okay.
Let's take one for you. If we're exposing people, let's do a card more. Ooh. So let's just sort of use each thing and, and the opposite. So it says very short fingers, which I believe you do not have. Show me your fingers. Long Scandinavian fingers. So it says that very short fingers is daring and competitive, adventurous spirit, enthusiastic, aggressive and feisty, upfront mannered, and successful. So your fingers are longer than that. So you are not aggressive, different kind of feisty, and maybe not exactly upfront mannered, but more like, well, so I don't know how much this is necessarily better than just sort of looking, but like all the other decks we looked at, it just adds a little extra flavor to a reading. It's cute, and we like cute. And then
I think it's another. I think that's another cute deck, similar to the angel number cards, where it's good to look up, with the cards, what is what if you're learning about palmistry. I think it'd be really
it's a
good
good reference deck.
Reference deck, yeah.
I do like, because I like reference books. Of course, they're a lot more tidy, and you can turn to your page rather than sort of search for it. But I like a good reference system. I will admit to it.
So the third deck that I have is a very special deck. This is Mediumship deck called Talking to Heaven. I love the backs of these. It's so pretty. So pretty.
That's beautiful. So sensitive.
And the cards are oh so very, very pretty, and they have very sensitive, comforting words on. And how they kind of work is, you don't have to join in if you don't want to, but if you spend a few seconds thinking about who you would want to hear from, human, animal, archangel, even, give them a good shuffle. Very thick cardstock, very noisy, which I like. And the card that we've got is Don't Be Afraid.
Don't be afraid. That's amazing.
So yeah, so it's kind of like little snapshots of mediumship. I always like to think of the tarot as like text messages from whichever energies you connect with, and so I feel like that's kind of the same. It's like a little text message from whoever might have passed over.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. There's so much more we can say about those, and if you guys wanted that as a topic again, don't be shy, let us know. But we're actually going to jump into Carol's reading before we finish, because we're starting to run out of time. What are you going to be using for Carol's reading? I've got my Thoth deck. I love it. Now I look at it with fresh eyes.
I've got my usual deck. Yeah, my little fairy cards.
Lovely. So Carol says, may I ask to have a card read? Question: are new gifts coming in soon, and possibly when? Ooh, do you want to start with it?
Yeah, let's have a start with that. New gifts. Is this spiritual gifts? I feel like it's spiritual gifts. Let's have a look. Oh, well, a card jumped out. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So the first card that came out for you and it flew out the deck is Connect with Nature. And what they're saying with this is that you will get new gifts. They are coming, and connecting with nature will bring them along. And you might even surprise yourself as you are connecting with nature. There might be like a surprise element of connecting with animals, maybe connecting with plants a little bit as well. So that one flew out. That one flew out. But you also have, gosh, these cards are making lots of appearances today. You also have the travel card, and I feel like this is to do with learning. I don't feel like it's saying, you're off to Butlands for a knees up. It feels like you may be going somewhere to learn, like maybe a psychic college, or maybe studying with like a shaman closely, something like that, something where it's kind of one-on-one, and they're telling me that you don't know about it yet. It's not something that you would know about now. The opportunity, I feel like, presents itself April, May, kind of that sort of springtime. And the affirmation card comes back up again. Do you have a little bit of a confidence issue, sweetheart, if you don't mind me asking? Because I feel like the affirmations that you will need are to build confidence. It's almost like you don't have to wait for these things to come. You can do things to bring them. And I think that that's maybe sometimes where you are tripping on the Lego brick, so to speak. You are like, you're putting the brick in the way when it doesn't need to be there. You're throwing the Lego on the floor when it can stay in the bucket, and you can carry the bucket around, right? So yeah, it's all there. It's all waiting for you. It's all there. Yeah, it's coming.
Amazing. So look at that. So the gifts to be uncovered. You've got the universe card. It's the world. Everything, all the gifts that you will have are already inside of you. Just like, I don't know if you've ever seen those pictures of like baby skull x-rays before all their teeth erupt, but all of their teeth are already there, just sort of through the years. They come out when they need to. Terrifying, by the way, don't Google it. So all of the gifts you have are already inside you. Like Tor said, the change is coming between 6 and 8 weeks, just as spring gives way and becomes summer. Opportunities are coming, both in teachers, as in, teachers, and in videos that you'll find for local. And the whole journey is so joyful that we really sort of can't, do you know what I mean? We can't sort of find any fault in it. You don't need any guidance because it's already in its own way happening. John very sweetly says the infinite God is interested in us. Why wouldn't it be? And just as we're finishing in the last few seconds, Trista is saying, if this time I have a general card read, please. Should we do one card each for Trista?
One card each for Trista.
One card each.
Card for Trista.
Right. From me, you've got the Thoth 6 of Wands. It's a card called Victory. And, that's bringing up Leo as well. We've had the time of Leo show up earlier. And it says, even if you want to start this and that, and you're feeling like it's too much, there's no way I can do everything. I'm telling you, there is way you can do everything. There's every way that you can do everything. Now, if there's nothing that don't suit, you'll just stop doing them. I think as a society we demonize quitting. Quit, babe. Start. You don't like it, quit. You have every right to, but definitely get starting, get cracking. At least one of those 3 things that you want to start is going to bring you immense pride in what you do. So I can't wait to see it. What have you got, Torio?
Patience, please. Sorry.
It's not me. Get
Sorry,
cracking.
Trista.
Tori's like, make sure you've got your shoes on.
But it's very much like having patience with yourself, right? It's not saying that you have to wait for these things to happen. It's not saying that you're waiting a long time. It's more like patience with yourself, and being a bit kinder to yourself. Like, okay, so maybe it takes you a month longer to do something than, your mate Jill. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. Don't even like Jill that much anyway. So yeah, it's more about having patience with yourself, being a little bit kinder to yourself, and not rushing yourself. With the victory card from, I actually think the cards go very well together.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything that you want is happening. Everything that you want is coming. Don't be so hard on yourself.
That's gorgeous. Carol, for the previous message, says, wow, thank you both so much. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
thank you.
everybody that's joined us. Trista says, this totally resonates. Totally is a big word. So if it totally resonates, we're here. You've got 4 thumbs up for you. Carol says, such a wonderful show to start off morning, day, and week. Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you.
is why we
Thank
put it
you.
where we put it. That's exciting. Have a fabulous week. Where we always go over time. We're doing our best not to go over time, but we're so happy to spend our morning with you. Have you got big plans for the day, Tor?
I have some work to do right after this, and then maybe some more hotting. How about
Yeah. Enjoy your hotting. I'm going to go out for a run. I've got some videos to film, and I've got quite a few predictions to be writing and a horoscope to finish. So it's a full all day for me too. I send you lots of love. I send everybody
lots of love, everybody.
Have an amazing week. Great to spend this
See you
hour
on
with
Monday.
you. Bye.